Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the New York Empoleon's Week 3 Battle of Draft Jam. I have kind of settled into this system of doing the team builder with the battle. We are taking on Emil, coach of the Montreal Eiscues this week. Again, if you have not seen them before, or any of the coaches in the Draft Jam, go check them out. Links are in the description below. Hopefully y'all liked the editing from last week, but give me feedback, and I will continue to try to implement it as we go through this season, because I'm, enjoying this, and I'm enjoying both the aspect of more and more editing. I'm enjoying the aspect of continuing to build out my YouTube capabilities again, because it is something that just like I was so used to the interaction with chat and just hanging out, and like during a battle there's a lot of downtime, and being like dead on focus for a long time, it's hard. And last week I just had a complete mental fart and threw away my win con in the middle of the battle, and I'm going to try not to do that this week. But anyway, my opponent's team, as you see on your screen, is, and this is not going to be the same order that you see, because this isn't just alphabetical in my list over here, but then on that it's by speed, so whatever. But anyway, it's going to be Blaziken, Diancie, Iron Crown, Latios, Wellspring, Ogerpon, Hisuian, Quillfish, Rabsca, Suicune, Tornadus, and Ursaluna. Blaziken and Suicune are the two Terra captains. Again, free Terra, so they are both very scary. And in preps and mock, I saw a lot of Blaziken. I didn't see a lot of Suicune Terra-ing, but Blaziken had Terra Grass, Terra Poison, Terra Ground. A lot of different choices for it, depending on what mon they want it to try to counter, since Blaziken is a huge threat here. So I do expect it to come. Other mons I'm sort of expecting, Diancie looks pretty decent to me. Latios, Ogerpon, Quillfish. Ursaluna's okay. I think Iron Crown's not going to come. It might come. It's like not bad, but there's a lot of things that I think are better. If they're trying to beat Boulder with it, then it might come, but Boulder's a Terramon, so it's not even a guaranteed answer to it. I would be surprised if Rabsca came, and then Suicune and Tornadus are sort of in that Iron Crown, Quillfish, Suicune, Tornadus, Diancie, like some of those mons are coming for sure. Don't know which ones. And that's fine. So what we've got going on here is, if you look at this, I don't think Rabsca's coming. If Rabsca does come, I don't really care. Iron Crown and Rabsca are their fairy resists. Iron Crown could come for that particular reason. But other than that, I have Specs Moonblast, and it goes ridiculously hard. I am running max speed, but modest nature, which happens to outspeed Ursaluna by 1 point. So max speed Jolly Ursaluna is, and Diancie, same speed tier, both get outsped by 1 point, which is super convenient. Obviously, Diancie, Ursaluna, I've run it before too. It's a Trick Room combo. I get that, but they're going to underspeed me if they want. Moonblast, super spammable. Surf, I wish it was more spammable, but of course they have Wellspring Ogerpon, so it is water absorbed, so Surf is not as spammable. But Energy Ball does cover a lot of the same things. The Diancie, the Ursaluna, the Suicune all get hit super effectively by Energy Ball, and then it also gives me neutral coverage for the Ogerpon if they're going to try to bait a Surf, or if they, it looks like I'm going to click Surf. And I do have Surf because I'm Torrent, and that is useful. That said, I also have Aqua Jet if Blaziken gets absolutely wildly out of hands and happens to be like Terra Ground. This gives me a way, after like forced into a close combat or something, to hopefully pick it off, which would be great. Next up is the Mesprit. This is a little bit interesting. This Mesprit is probably my lead. I really want rocks in this matchup. I'm forcing a lot of switches. That's going to be some part of my plans this week. No offensive move. Trick Lagging Tail is great, basically no matter what it hits, because Lagging Tail obviously makes something go second. So even if I hit an Ursaluna, if they are a Trick Room set, it's still going to go second. It doesn't matter that it's slower. If I hit a Quillfish, which is definitely something that could switch in on this, I get rid of the Eviolite, which is great. If I hit Blaziken, that's God tier, right? If they're like, oh, I can set up against the Mesprit, and I manage to trick the Lagging Tail, then it doesn't matter that it gets speed boost at all. So I basically don't care what I hit with this. If it get the Lagging Tail off, that's great. Which is the only time you want to run Trick Lagging Tail, in my opinion. If you are trying to get it on a specific mon, it's not as good. But if you can get, if you're just like, whatever mon this hits is going to be valuable to me, and there's obviously some switches like Diancie that are going to go second, and it doesn't really matter for them. But even in that case, I at least get rid of their leftovers or Citrus Berry or whatever they had. Reflect, I think, is incredibly valuable this week. It helps me switch into things like the Ursaluna, the Blaziken, and I think that's just an Ogerpon. Like, there's nothing better than that. And I actually really like Healing Wish in this matchup. I think Mesprit, again, it's 4 moves that are not offensive. If it's my last mon on the field, I'm going to lose. So get the rocks up early. Their removal is super sketchy. and then go from there, right? Like that's my plan. Healing Wish in the mid game, let this thing die and bring something back to full health. They'll have trouble dealing with Primarina twice. They'll have trouble dealing with some of my other threats twice, and that's really the plan. Next up is Iron Boulder. It's Terra Grass. I don't love Terra Grass, but I couldn't think of a better Terra, and at least it lets it, Terra against the Ogre Pawn. Booster speed with a Jolly Nature. This outspeeds most Blaziken at +2. Now, I'm running just enough speed to outspeed Ogerpon all the time. Latios, Ogerpon tier all the time. Tornadus, but I'm not... It happens to outspeed... Unless they're running a lot of speed investment at Jolly Nature, I'm going to outspeed the Blaziken at +2, which is huge, because it means I don't have to switch this thing in hard and predict. I can sack something else while going for damage, and then get this thing in a turn or two later, and still outspeed the Blaziken. Earthquake is good coverage. Otherwise, Mighty Cleave Close Combat goes absolutely crazy. And we have Swords Dance because if this thing does get in safely and does get in a chance to set up, there's a very good chance that I can just win with a Swords Dance off and just going from there. Terra Grass makes a couple of predictions a little bit harder for them. Obviously, the Ogre Pawn, the Suicune, obviously Terra Grass is nice for those, but I don't really care. The Terra is like nice because it's a different type that they have to think about, right? But it's like there's just not a great Terra type for this week, and I don't really think Grass is it, but I couldn't think of anything better, and it was working in mocks. Next up is Raging Bolt. This is going to be my choice Scarf Mon, Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt, Thunderclap. Obviously, they have an Ursaluna that switches in pretty safely against this, but they don't know I'm Scarfed, and therefore Ursaluna, has to risk coming in against a Specs, Dragon Pulse, or a Draco Meteor, etc. And I think Scarf is good. If I can get the Ursaluna to go down at any point, then free electric moves is great. And yes, I am running Choice Scarf Thunderclap. It seems weird, but it has come up a couple of times where, like, that's relevant. So Choice Scarf Thunderclap is coming out. I am still running the priority move just in case I need it for any particular purpose. If it does happen to be not a Terra Ground Blaziken, Thunderclap might just save my life. Choice Scarf won't matter at that point, but Thunderclap might just save my life. Next up is Zarude. This is a funny set. It's a Blaziken bait. This thing is substitute mirror herb. Basically, if Blaziken comes in, I click sub. If they go for a Swords Dance, then I have +2 speed. If they go for an attack, my sub breaks. Then they get the speed boost. Then I get the speed boost. My mirror herb pops in acrobatics Okos no matter what. If they set up an SD, I get the +2 attack. I am mirror herb to that. I don't have the speed, but I have the substitute, and then I can click acrobatics afterwards anyway. So this is a Blaziken bait. 100% guaranteed kills most Blaziken as long as I have 25 or more % HP left. Otherwise, Knockoff and Petal Blizzard actually go kind of hard here. Very good coverage overall, and I don't know what grass move this thing usually runs. I'm not risking missing Power Whips into a team that sets up with Ursaluna and like I need to kill it on a specific turn, or Deancey, getting off a Moonblast. Like I'd rather get the guaranteed damage as opposed to the risk of missing. So I went with Petal Blizzard, which is its next strongest physical grass type attack. But let me know if there's another move that it's supposed to run. Someone told me to run Horn Leech, and I was like, this thing does not learn Horn Leech. Seed Bomb is just weaker than Petal Blizzard, so I don't know. I ran Petal Blizzard. I've never seen this move clicked in my life before, so I don't assume that's what other Zarudes are running, but I couldn't see anything else that I would run over that. And lastly is Brambleghast. This thing is my pivot. It is max HP, max defense, and it is sub, seed, strength sap, rapid spin. And you'd be surprised, I beat a Swords Dance taunt Ogerpon with this in mocks, just in a one-on-one matchup. Once I get rapid spins off, taunt is not guaranteed to be forever. I can eventually break through the taunt. Strength sap. I live a +3. I want to say knockoff or something like that. It was crazy. This thing is shockingly bulky. It answers pretty much everything other than the Blaziken. Like obviously Flare Blitz goes just ridiculously hard, but Tornadus can't hit this. It just like U-turns out. And even Quillfish, if Quillfish switches into me, I strength sap on the switch in, and then I can sub, and then it doesn't break my subs. So like if it does switch in hard and it gets in safely, and I don't have a sub up or anything, and it can go for Bar Barrage, I have to be a little bit careful, play around that. But I do have the Mesprit, which can come in, eat a poison, and then eventually Healing Wish and get me, some more pivoting around. So that's the game plan. Hopefully it works. I will see you all back here with that battle momentarily, and we'll see if we can get back in the win column for week 3. All right, everyone, we're back again, and we've got Terra Grass, Blaziken, Terra Fairy, Suicune. That's what I was informed of. And then we've got no Diancie, which is cool. No Luna. Oh, there's a Luna. No Tornadus, which is cool. No Rabsca, which I saw coming. And no Hisuian Quillfish, which is fine. You know, that mon's annoying, but no T-Spikes that I have to worry about, which is good. All right, and they don't have removal, right? So they don't have removal. They don't have a way to Oko a Mesprit, it looks like. Now, I could, if leading it into Blaziken is a little bit risky if they do want to do that. They could have, like, Taunt on the Ogerpon if that chooses to lead, and that would kind of ruin my setup for Stealth Rock as well. So I could just go with a Raging Bolt lead. It's pretty safe, and then if they go Ursaluna, I can go into Mesprit at that point. And they didn't bring Diancie, so they also don't have a Fairy type. So yeah, we're going to lead with a Raging Bolt here. I pretty much always was planning on leading with Mesprit, but leading Raging Bolt was a completely reasonable thing for me to feel like I could do. And yeah, let's run it. Let's see what my opponent is going to lead with, and let's get into this again. As a reminder from last week, you know, I will be honest, like that night after I did that battle and lost and blew it by just like throwing away a mon that I knew I could use to win, I was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was frustrated. I ended up like reading half of a book because I was just like, I need to like relax, chill, and like, and you know, think about what I've done. And that's the thing, is like why I stopped doing this, is that like that's hard. It hurts. It takes years off your life, you know? But at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm into it right now. For this season, like, I'm committed, and I'm having a good time. So I'm going to Volt Switch here. They could absolutely... are they Scarfed as well? Okay. Play Rough does about 50%. Volt Switch does about 50%. And now we know they're Choice Scarfed. They don't know I know they're Choice Scarfed. So I could play in a couple different ways. This is a completely free sub for Brambleghast if I bring it in right now, but I think I just go Mesprit here. Knowing that they're Scarfed, they have to switch out at some point. This is just the freest rocks of my life. And I could trick, but I don't want to be Scarfed, I'm going to be totally honest. And they're not going to stay in, so... I don't know what they're going to go into here. Possibly Suicune. If it's Suicune, I probably do trick here. Oh, they're not. Wait, what? I just don't have speed. Didn't run enough speed to outspeed. That's interesting. Anyway. Well, now they definitely won't suspect that I'm Choice Scarfed. Cudgel comes out, does a little bit. We're actually going to... Oh, no, it can't be Scarfed. What am I talking about? This is a Wellspring mask. Yeah, that was silly. What a silly thing for me to think and say. That's the thing, though. Like, you make a mistake, and you're just like, it hurts more. But, yeah, I'm just running not enough speed to outspeed this thing, which is fine. We're going to take this IV Cudgel, go to 85 from 229. And now we have a Reflect up. There's no way that an IV Cudgel kills. I don't really want to get knocked off, but they didn't go for knockoff against me here. Rocks are up, Reflect is up. If they have knockoff, then I'd be a little surprised they haven't gone for it yet. Because it does do more than IV Cudgel. But I have a Reflect up anyway. And knockoff losing my leftovers is sad, but it is what it is. We're going to try to preserve this. Maybe not the right play. Maybe I'm just supposed to let the Healing Wish go up there and be good with it. You know, it did its job. But we're going to go out into the Brambleghast here. There's the U-turn. Does like nothing. Okay. Yeah, definitely should have tricked then. That would have been an unbelievable play. But that's fine. What are they going to go into here? At worst, it's a sack for later with the Mesprit, but rocks are going to be chipping away at stuff. We do have the Reflect now in front of the Brambleghast, so they're limited to like certain certain Mons. Latios, absolutely I switch out against a Latios here. But they know nothing about my set yet. Iron Crown. Do I switch out against an Iron Crown? Choice Specs Iron Crown does KO me. So I guess I would switch out against an Iron Crown. And I do switch out against Latios as well. They'll see the leftovers. But they are not boots. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna switch out. I don't want to eat a Draco here. And I think the problem is I think they're gonna flip turn. Like, that's just the obvious play. Flip turn is such an obvious play here, but I can't eat a Draco. But if I go Prim and they flip turn, they go like right back to Ogre Pawn. But I have a Reflect up. I think I go Prim here. I mean, it's so sad that it's so predictable, but I just can't risk it. But I also don't know. I've played Amel a few times, many moons ago. It has been a minute for sure since I have played Amel, and like, I won't pretend to be an expert on their playstyle. But this has got to be a flip turn. It's got to be a flip turn, and I'm mad about it. But like, they do straight Draco. All right, so I don't feel as bad now. I definitely don't feel as bad because Moonblast is so free here, like so unbelievably free, that it like physically hurts me. You know, that Draco is a respect. You know what? That Draco meteor is absolutely respecting how much of a problem Brambleghast is for them. 100%. You don't click Draco there if you're like, oh, I can handle the Brambleghast, so I'm just gonna flip turn and like, you know, that's like I have no answer to this thing. Iron Crown probably comes in here, but I'm not trying to predict that. Moonblast is still doing 40% if it's not AV, and then we get a Scout on if it's AV. It takes rocks, it takes a Moonblast, and I have so many more like safe switches into Crown. So they just go hard Luster Purge here, which is gonna hurt. Oh my god, what? Well, I'm getting it. It's all coming back to me now from week 1. What goes around comes around. Now let me just check something, because a critical hit Luster Purge. Okay, that has to be Modest. Soldu critical hit Luster Purge from Modest has a 30% chance to KO. Okay. Okay. Well, that changes the game a little bit. So Latios kills Primarina with Luster Purge. Okay, we're gonna Dragon Pulse because it's safe. They can't be Scarfed, and they have to be Modest. So, and it probably Soldu, just given the fact that that even had a chance to KO. They're not Life Orb, right? Oh no, they are Life Orb. Okay, it's Life Orb, which is the same. That's a little bit more damage. What? What? Okay, now I'm just confused about my speed calc, because I definitely should outspeed this thing. Does Life Orb have a chance to even KO Primarina? Not Life Orb, that. Life Orb, Luster Purge. From Jolly? Or Timid? That's an even lower percentage chance. Alright. Alright. Okay. Calm down. Slow down. What priority can they have? Because does a boulder come in and win the game? Draco, Luster Purge, Dragon Pulse. None of those with a Life Orb can OHKO me. Alright, So we're going to set up a Swords Dance. If this doesn't work, and for some reason we don't outspeed a Latios, then I don't know what to do. But we're going to set up a Swords Dance here. We're not going to Terra. Alright, slow down, slow down. It is Terra Fairy Suicune, which can live one Mighty Cleave, potentially. Okay, we do live that. No problem. We're just going to Mighty Cleave. Alright. This game got a lot harder, tell you what. Tell you what. Timid, Life Orb, Luster Purge, critical hit, high roll. Alright, alright. Well, we're not getting 6-0 today. So Iron Boulder kills Latios with Mighty Cleave. Not getting 6-0'd right now. If Ursaluna's Choppel, then that could do it. If Suicune is bulky, then that could save them for now. Though I didn't Terra, which is important because I still can. Which means they have to debate about Scald versus Ice Beam, assuming they have Ice Beam. And if I don't Terra, Ice Beam doesn't kill. Scald does. If I do Terra, then Scald doesn't kill, but Ice Beam does. They go in Ursaluna. Something tells me they're Choppel here. I don't know if I have a choice in the matter, though. I'm just going to Terra here. That way, if they go for a ground move, I resist it. That doesn't really matter, though. Like, if they're Choppel, they're Choppel. They just live. So I don't know if I need... Like, Terraing doesn't really do anything for me. I'll just close combat, no Terra. But if they're like Guts Flame Orb, this close combat can just kill. There's Choppel. Yeah, like there was no way they weren't, but like what what am I supposed to do? You know? Like I'm not gonna switch it out right now, because then I don't have to beat the Blaziken later. Oh. But they gave me the chance to. They let me preserve this. What do they want to set up with? Because I can just go Bramble here and live any hit. They're not... They were Choppel, so that's fine. Like, I can just go Bramble? Preserve this. Blaziken's a problem because I lost all of my priority, but we still got the Zarude as bait for Blaziken for later. I can also go into Mesprit right now. They let me preserve this and get rid of the Choppel. I won't get the Swords Dance up again, but that might be fine. I think this is still worth keeping. I don't know what they're going to go for here. Like maybe a Trailblaze or something like that. But we're going to go into the Mesprit here. Sack that. There's a Yawn. I'm just gonna keep that. Not asleep. Goes for a second Yawn, and this thing I actually think I just Healing Wish, right? Like, very low downside to that. Very low downside. If they kill me, which was the plan anyway. And if they don't kill me and let me Healing Wish here, like they switch out, trying to preserve Ursaluna at the range it's at, then sure, you know. Then I just get a Healing Wish off, have the opportunity later to get Boulder back to full HP, which could be mighty important. So either way, I think this is going to be fine for me. I don't mind that, the double Yawn play there. And they do switch out. So all we've seen are Chople yawn from that. They're going to go into something, and I'm actually going to get switch initiative here off of this Healing Wish. And that is a switch into Zarude here, I think. Don't know how bulky the Suicune is right now. It's leftovers, okay. The problem with going Zarude is that it is Terra Fairy. But I don't think they want to Terra this thing. I could go Brambleghast. That can potentially 1v1 this Suicune. Just put up a Leech Seed. And then, like, if it's Calm Mind, substitute, whatever. Because if I go into Zarude and they Terra Fairy and then set up like a substitute, then they could Calm Mind and just win that 1v1. So that's the wrong controller. Let's go ahead and grab Brambleghast here. And we're going to set up a Leech Seed first. That way if they do sub, I have the Leech Seed up. That's silly. I didn't mean for the Healing Wish to hit that, but whatever. I forgot that that was going to do 20 HP worth of healing on this thing, but that's fine. 20 HP worth of healing, you know? You know, it might matter. It very well might. So we set up a Leech Seed because if this thing does sub after that, we have the Leech Seed up. We should outspeed it. I'm not running any speed investment, so they could outspeed me if they have speed investment, and then set up a substitute, which would be really bad, actually. Don't do that. Don't have speed investment. You wouldn't. Nobody puts speed investment in Suicune. Nobody puts speed investment in Suicune for a Brambleghast. So maybe Zarude was better because Petal Blizzard still breaks substitutes. They go for Protect. Okay. I'm showing them Leech Seed here. I don't think they'd be sub-Protect Calm Mind. I feel like they'd just be... Like, if they are, they'd just have Scald then as the only move. So now I can set up a substitute myself. If they also sub... If they have sub and Protect, I could be in trouble. I could be in a lot of trouble. But they like can't break my sub then, and I just Rapid Spin forever. Forever and ever. And it's the PP of Rapid Spin. Might save me against... You know, the pressure of Suicune. All right, this is going to switch out for Ogerpon. We know that. 100 times out of 100, it's going to go into Ogerpon here. We set up a substitute here. Ogerpon keeps taking some damage from the rocks. We're going to click Rapid Spin, which sounds silly, but it may matter. I could also just Strength Sap here, but we're going to Rapid Spin first. Gonna Rapid Spin first. One Rapid Spin does not outspeed an Ogerpon also. So gotta keep that in mind, but I always have Strength Sap in my back pocket. There's a Play Rough. Sub breaks, so be it. That's not a big deal. Click a Rapid Spin here, get a little bit of chip. We're gonna click it again. If they click Knockoff, that's fine. I will live. Then we will outspeed, and then we have Strength Sap. Forevermore. Iron Crown could come in, or the Suicune could come back in and be like, wait, this thing actually can't touch me. But now that I have the Rapid Spin up, I can get, like, Leech Seeds off forever. There's a Play Rough, and Play Rough actually misses this time. And now we actually get the Rapid Spin off and outspeed, and the next one KOs. So we're going to go for another one here, and be at pretty much full health. The Rapid Spin, Mono Rapid Spin attacking move set is a wild set that is really, really effective here in this one instance. So Brambleghast kills Ogerpon W with Rapid Spin. Okay, Latios killed Primarina. I did not write down that Latios kills Raging Bolt with Dragon Pulse. Okay. Blaziken comes in. We outspeed this thing. Flare Blitz should not OHKO me. Or can OHKO me, even if it doesn't have investment. I could just set up a Leech Seed or a Substitute here. I could go into Zarude. That seems really risky. I kind of just want a Leech Seed here. I think they're going to Swords Dance. I'm going to Leech Seed. If they Flare Blitz right away, so be it. They go for a knockoff. I'm going to live that. Yep. Left, let's Life Orb, Blaziken. They are Terra Grass. I like totally forgot about that, so they definitely could have had that be a thing. But I'm at like +3 right now, so I should still outspeed you. So we're going to Strength Sap first here, before anything else. Life Orb and Leech Seed are both chipping down. You don't actually get away from the Leech Seed by Terra-ing. You'd have to switch out first. I don't have an item anymore, so Knockoff's never going to do as much damage. If you switch into something else, I'll still get my HP back. This will show them the 4th move on my set. And obviously with no leftovers, it's a little sad now, but I think this thing has to switch, you know, at some point. And we have a bunch of speed, so Strength Sap's going to come out. Lower the attack, and we should be back to full. Yeah. Knockout's going to come out and do so much less. Doesn't even do half. Life Orb. Leech Seed. Speed boost. So now is a weird situation where the Blaziken might outspeed. If the Blaziken does outspeed, then I'm supposed to click Substitute. If the Blaziken doesn't outspeed, then I think I'm supposed to click Strength Sap. Because I'm at +3, and Blaziken's at +2, and we don't know its actual investment. Given the knockoff, it's probably Adamant. So I should still outspeed for this one turn, and that did 30%. So I'm going to sub here. This time. Sub this time. Because if they do Flare Blitz or something, then they're going to take even more recoil. If they do stay in and click Knockoff, then they'll outspeed me on the next turn, but then I can Strength Sap. I live the hit. Because of the Life Orb, or the leftovers, Leech Seed. Recovery. So Knockoff comes out. We live that. Obviously. Sub does not, but we get some Life Orb. We get some Leech Seed. And we can Strength Sap now. So now Blaziken outspeeds. Rapid Spin might put it in range to die, and then Strength Sap on the next Mon would be pretty nice. Where do I end up with more HP? I think I just Strength Sap here. I do give it another chance to crit, which is maybe worse. Maybe I'm supposed to Rapid Spin there. Because now Blaziken outspeed me. But Life Orb, Leech Seed, I'll be at full HP. Goes for a Poison Jab. That does even less. Okay. Does it die to the Leech Seed here, or does it get one more chance to Poison Jab? I'm going to be at full again. If it dies to Leech Seed, that's ideal. Yes. Nobody saw that coming. Brambleghast just walling a Blaziken. With Leech Seed damage. And now I definitely outspeed the Suicune, the Iron Crown, and the Ursaluna. The way they're playing the Iron Crown, I'm a little confused about it. Like, Choice Specs, Iron Crown, Tachyon Cutter, guaranteed Oko. Guaranteed Oko on a Brambleghast. I see Booster. Quark what? Quark Physical Defense. Okay. Okay, so Tachyon Cutter won't Oko, so now I get a free Leech Seed off here. Okay, so how much are you going to do? Are you going to, like, Calm Mind here? Just agility. I think... Well, you probably outspeed me now. This is a complicated game. So Tachyon Cutter... Booster Energy, Physical Defense, huh? So you're probably not running a lot of speed. Even if you're running no speed, though, you outspeed me. No, this would be Physical Defense. So you need to be running probably like this much physical defense for no speed. But you have to run some speed, because otherwise then even with agility you don't outspeed Boulder. Oh, you do. Tachyon Cutter's doing like 70%. 66 to 78. So I could go Zarude here. They have no item right now, so... So knockoff's doing like 50%. I think I'm just going to Strength Sap here. Ah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Should have substituted there. Should have subbed. Okay. Or gone into Zarude, I guess. I mean, Zarude outspeeds, so as long as we have... Or it doesn't outspeed because it got an agility off. Yeah. And the Calm Mind is a problem. The Calm Mind and the agility together are a problem. I might lose to that now. At +1, +1. Alright, so if they go for another Calm Mind, then they Oko Zarude. So that was a mistake. So I have to substitute here to force them to attack me at some point. They might out Oko Zarude anyway. There's the Tachyon Cutter. This should kill. No, it doesn't. Well, now I subbed, so I will die. But knowing that that doesn't kill is good, because then Zarude... then Zarude should live one Tachyon Cutter. If they have Focus Blast, then, you know, sort of so be it, I guess. If they Calm Mind again, though, I think I just lose. 71 out of 314. What is that percentage? It's 23%, so I can't sub anyway. So we'll just Strength Sap here. If they Calm Mind, then that's just a good play. I think Zarude lives one. So Iron Crown kills Brambleghast with Tachyon Cutter. I guess I should have gone hard Zarude on the first turn. So yeah, I think we just knock off here. Depends on their investment. I actually have no idea what their investment actually is, because it doesn't look like it's actually that high for special attack. Because that did, like, that actually won't kill after Leech Seed recovery. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be so close. It's gonna be so close. 365, I was at 144. That's enough, I think, to kill. Well, I mean, that's my only play, right? If it kills, I lose. If it doesn't kill, then there's a chance. So we click knockoff, and we see what happens here. Tachyon Cutter comes out. And they got me. They got me. I misplayed the end there. I guess over sub there, I should have had Protect or something. Definitely misplayed the end of the game there. I was supposed to go hard Zarude on the crown right away Don't let it get set up. But I did. And, well, I guess the Leech Seed was fine, and that would have been the agility. Then I go into Zarude on the Calm Mind, but then it doesn't make a difference. Well, then I still have a Brambleghast. I don't know. I mean, I got absolutely messed up by the crit and myself not putting in enough speed to outspeed things, which is a silly mistake and entirely on my... entirely on me. And even then, I put myself in a position where I could win that game. Obviously, it didn't end up panning out, but like... So if Iron Crown comes in and I just go hard Zarude, they click agility, I get a Mirror Herb. They don't have a Calm Mind. I can then click knock off a couple of times. I outspeed every turn. They have to go... Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. I got sucked into how good Brambleghast was being, and I needed to, like, just switch it out. I needed to just switch it out against that Iron Crown. There was, like, no way that it was... that going Zarude was the wrong play there, so... Unfortunately, pick an L there, but honestly, that was fun. This one will hurt less than the last one. A little bit, maybe not. I don't know. I'm already like seeing myself thinking about all the situations that it could have gone better, and like that's honestly part of the fun of it to me is like now I get to do my own sort of recap in my own head of like, okay, where did I misplay? What can I do better? Because I'm still working on it, right? There's still a lot of time left. And I still have to win games in order to make playoffs. But as long as I make playoffs and I get these rematches against these coaches, I feel like I'm putting myself in good positions to know how to win those matchups in the rematches. But got to win the first ones, otherwise we won't make playoffs at all. That said, I like the way that my team is shaping up. This is maybe very return to form. It used to be that whenever I did a league in the first 3 weeks, I was notoriously bad. We'll see what happens if I can flip the switch for week 4, which is something that I used to do. I used to have like a 16% higher win rate in games week 4 and beyond than I did in games weeks 1 through 3. So 1 and 2 starts, not something I'm unfamiliar with. Been here. It's tough, obviously, because both these games I feel like 3-0 is not reflective of how the games felt. And obviously that crit on the Primarina, instead of killing the Latios, being in safely with 40+% health, a Healing Wish still active for later, like that would have been such a different game if that Primarina doesn't get crit and killed there. Even if I'm at like 5%, there's a Healing Wish, there's no hazards up. That's always going to be something that I can manage. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all back here for week 4 as we continue on in the Draft Jam. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.